Hi, welcome to our Halloween episode. I'm Eve.
And I'm Liz.
I'm Nicole.
And we're here for spooky times, but apparently we're laughing.
Because we have huge ears.
Yeah. I like your guys' ears. They're cute.
I want mini ears.
Stitch's going away, and I'm staying in Spider-Man. Full-on costume. Yeah. I can't zip this thing up. This is the worst. I can't zip this costume up. So it's like open in the bag right now.
Ventilation.
Yeah, right. Little draft. It's fine.
Yeah. It's a little bit cold in the back. Because thanks to the attached gloves, you cannot, It's fun wearing this at conventions, by the way. You walk around in your underwear to get checked.
You do?
Yeah. I have to remove the entire upper part because the band for the convention that you need would be underneath.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, neither did I when I was like, I'm gonna wear
That's why you need like the detachable gloves.
Yeah, but this does not have detachable gloves. Anyway, we're here for spooky stories. Are you guys ready?
I have one. It's not very good though, but we'll say it anyways.
Oh, that's good.
And we've got 2 submissions.
Yay!
Yes. The first one is from our beloved Tori, our Higgy sister. Honestly, I always think of her as Higgy's sister. But here we go. Here's Tori's story.
Anyone who works in healthcare has at least a few spooky stories to tell. So for the Fall for Magnum PI campfire, I'm going to share a few of those with you. The specialty I work in, unfortunately, involves a lot of work within palliative care. And one morning I was on a ward round to review my palliative and end-of-life patients. We had a patient who had a very poor prognosis in one of the side rooms, perhaps just a few days at that point. But for reasons I won't go into here, they only had visitors in the late afternoons and early evenings. So during the day, there was never anybody, friends or family, with them. I planned to review this patient, but if they were asleep, I didn't want to disturb them. So before I went into their room, I peeked through the window in their door. And I was quite surprised to see a man, an elderly gent, sitting in the chair beside their bed. He was perhaps in his 70s or 80s and dressed very smartly in a brown tweed suit. I thought perhaps he might want to speak to me, so I knocked on the door and walked into the room. I closed the door behind me, and when I looked up, he was gone. There was nobody in the chair and nobody in the room but the patient and myself. The second story, I was quite a new graduate, and I was on a night shift on a care of the elderly ward. I was sitting at the nurses' station, and I think the 2 nurses on duty were in the medication room at the time, so I was completely alone. To the right of the nurses' station was a ladies' bay, and to the left the men's. I was sitting at the computer, and I suddenly heard this lady's voice say out loud, "Excuse me." So I looked up and saw an old lady wearing a white nightgown with pink flowers on it, and she was peeking around the corner of the bay at me. I got up to see what she wanted, but as I did so, she completely disappeared. I searched the entire bay and I couldn't find anyone matching her description, either walking around or in any of the beds, and all of the patients were fast asleep. The final story, I was working for a few months at a hospital in the north of England, and there was one particular part of this hospital that I absolutely hated. There was one unit that made me feel very uncomfortable. It was a rather old Victorian inner city hospital, but it was a new build that used to make me feel very uneasy. The patient areas weren't so bad, but the back corridor of this unit, where the staff rooms and storage rooms were, had an oddly eerie atmosphere to them. You often felt as if someone were walking directly behind you, and occasionally you'd hear whispers or mumbling. I found out shortly before I came back to London that that particular part of the hospital had been built over the area where they'd found the body of one of the Yorkshire Ripper's murder victims.
First story. Second story is from Neverland Shan.
Oh, cool.
She has more than one, but this is the spookiest.
Ooh, okay.
Go with that one.
That'll be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, So my ghost story is from Christmas 2012. And my friend at the time had previously, earlier in the year, bought a Ouija board for her partner. And for some reason it was at her house. And we decided at 11 o'clock at night we were going to set up the Ouija board and have a go. We were sitting at a square table and we were both on each side of the corner of the table, and we had a half circle of candles in front of us. So there was no possible way that there could be shadows on the other side. Well, there was. We had asked it what year it was from, and then all of a sudden, massive shadows were bouncing across the walls, and I will never mess with bad juju and Ouija board ever again. Never been so terrified in my life.
Woohoo! The first stories. Who wants to start with ours, though?
I'll do mine because it's probably the lamest, so get it out
Well,
of
at
the
least
way.
you have one. I'm so bad. I do not have one. I couldn't find one that I liked.
It was rough to find.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, we're about to get a dog interruptus, I think. We'll see.
Hi,
Here
Rufus!
comes the doggus interruptus.
Ghost stories! Liz style.
Yeah, so it's basically just something I found on a website, and it's called the Unrest Stop. And then it says, I was driving across country with my mom and sister when I was 16 and my
Slow
sister...
down, slow down. It's a spooky story, not a speed story.
I gotta read it!
Oh.
But we were all rested, still and alert. We were driving along an interstate and needed gas and a bathroom break. So we stopped at the only rest stop in 200 miles. There was a van full of teenagers on a road trip at the gas station, as well as a small gray car parked at the pump in front of us with two young men standing still outside of it. When we got there, everything felt wrong. We'd been on the road for days and seen many rest stops and at night and had never been afraid until then. My mom and sister went inside and I stayed in the car. I heard the teenagers say they were creeped out and couldn't get the pump to work, and they left in a hurry. I was watching the car in front of us, and the two men had not moved at all, not an inch. They weren't talking, they weren't on phones, they were just standing there, still as stone. My sister and mom came running back out to the car, and when they got in, the two men slowly turned to look at us while not moving or pivoting the rest of their bodies. And I swear, we all saw the same thing. They had eyes dark as pitch and empty, truly empty. Not black, not reflecting any light at all, just a void. We sped out of there and didn't stop until we were in the next city. The worst thing about the entire experience, we couldn't find the place on any map. We knew exactly which spot on the interstate to look, and we couldn't find it on Google Maps or any paper map we had. We even asked locals about the creepy gas station out on that stretch of road and only got confused looks. We've traveled on that interstate since, and there's no rest stop.
That reminds me of Shadow People.
Yeah, and also Paper Towns, the book.
Yeah, that I don't know. I meant Shadow People, the cryptoids.
I have not seen that.
Me neither.
No, I hope you haven't seen any Shadow People because they're
Or read
scary
about
as
them.
hell. So Shadow People is basically you see shadowy people. Black-eyed children are like a version of Shadow People. So some people think that black-eyed children are the children of one brand of shadow person. That's why black-eyed children are classed as shadow people. Because they're also often seen with the Hat Man, which is a shadow person that wears a hat and often a sign of doom.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've learned so much this episode, I think.
You might.
My ears are shaking.
Yeah. Speaking of ears.
Oh, yeah. It's back.
Woohoo, sticky.
I do like that.
Thank you.
Oh, there.
Go ghost.
That was not a ghost. That was me being clumsy. Sorry. But I am in the room that might be haunted.
Oh, you have a haunted room in your house?
Yeah, it recently haunted. It's been haunted since this year.
Oh, okay.
Want to go for my personal story? It's actually in relation to this podcast.
Oh,
I know this one. Because I was there.
You were there? Yeah. So, not too long ago, a couple of episodes ago, I was filming with Liz, and I was filming. For whatever reason, I cannot say, I just, was like, I'm not filming in this room. Actually, the reason, because this room wasn't exactly smelling nice. I was filming in the living room. Because my little hedgehog had a little accident.
mm-hmm.
Which happened. I was filming, and then I stopped filming, and then I went to go to bed because it was late as fuck. And the lights started flickering. And I, dumb as I am, take my phone out, video record it, and tweet it, and I'm like, ghosts, go away. Yeah. And then I go into this room. Lo and behold, my hedgehog is dead.
Oh. Sad.
Yeah, and I've heard him a couple of times after. That is like the weird shit. I've heard him doing like going in his wheel and shuffling around and being annoyed. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's logical explanations for it, obviously. Like there's logical explanations for Ouija boards. But logical explanations is not what comes to your mind when you hear a dead hedgehog.
No.
No, not at
It's
all.
like far from what comes to your mind.
Is it always at night when it's dark?
Yeah.
Okay, figures.
Though I do,
Scaredy cat.
I did the other day when we filmed, I did feel him during the day.
Oh.
But again, could be a logical explanation, could be a draft.
I think animals stay with you though, so maybe he is still around. I think he's still around saying hi.
He might be.
100%.
He might
Yep.
be. Oh. Ghosts are a thing, as we've heard with our two listeners, aka friends, aka fandom members, whatever we want to call them. Ouija boards are a thing, a dangerous thing. There's so many stories about Ouija boards.
Oh, really? I haven't
Yeah.
done that since I was a young kid.
I've never done it.
Oh.
I've done it. I don't have a bad experience though, other than my friend being a dipshit.
Why?
So this is not a spooky story because
This is just your friend being a dipshit.
yes, literally. So we were doing Ouija board, and one of us was a very self-centered person, very manipulative, which I didn't know at the time. So essentially, yeah, the ghost said some really personal things about me and my other friend who were at the Ouija board thing. Basically, a very insulting ghost. Only about 2 of the 3 people present.
Interesting.
But you pushed it. Yeah, this is like the Ouija board story that didn't work. And I'm glad for it. Because,
Yeah.
hey, so many stories that don't work.
Yeah.
I mean, there's ways to use Ouija board safely. And there's obviously scientific explanations for why it works. But then there's the stories that are just scary as shit.
See, every time I used it when I was younger, it was always, I think it's the same thing where your friend was, where somebody's helping to direct traffic. There's not really anything.
Yeah.
But you've heard these stories where, like weird things happen and nobody was really pushing the board. I don't know.
I heard a story about a couple of friends who did the Ouija board, and they were getting weird shit So they were getting, I think, the ghost of a girl called Annie. And she told them about her death year, and she told them that she was buried here, and none of them knew Annie because she was born like in the 30s, 20s, 30s. And I think it was Halloween. They went to the cemetery to have a little bit of fun and maybe do a Ouija board, and then there is this grave. Annie's grave. And they were like, nope, not touching the Ouija board again. Nope.
Yep. Nope.
And this goes back to the whole, why do you do it on Halloween in the dark? I would pick like a random July in the afternoon, maybe bring a snack.
The first Ouija board where they learned about Annie was randomly in the summer, kind of thing.
Okay.
The second one they wanted to do on Halloween, and they were like, this is Annie's grave. What the hell?
Nope.
No,
not touching it again. Not touching it again.
Officially retire the board. Do whatever you need to do. Yep. Ugh.
Do you know how the Ouija board was originally spread? What it originally was?
No.
It was a board game.
Oh, good God!
It was sold as a board game.
Not even surprised.
Yeah.
No, I got nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, okay, nobody's surprised. What the fuck were people thinking? I mean, I don't even know what the goal of this board game was.
Yeah, seriously.
But like, okay, there was a board game. There's also, there is a book written by a person who says everything she writes in this book is told to her by a ghost.
Ooh.
I do not remember the name of the book, but I will look it up. Anyway, I kind of don't believe it.
Yeah, I would.
As much as I want to believe that there are ghosts, the ghost telling you how to write a book is not necessarily believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little far-fetched there.
Mm-hmm.
Just a wee bit.
Do you believe in mediums, though?
Yes.
Okay. I do.
Yes.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I mean, to a certain extent, people are sensible to presences, and some people are probably more sensible than others, depending on their A, how they are wired, and B, their experiences with ghosts. Once you experience them, you're much more open to experiencing them again.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of Tyler Henry?
Mm-hmm.
He's a medium. I ended up going to one of his shows once. He was like in a huge auditorium. My best friend and I went, and I was like, we both went. We're like, okay, cool. We got tickets. It would be kind of nice. But man, the things that he was saying, it was crazy. Like there was probably 1,000 people in this room, and he'd start by being like, okay, it's somebody from Iowa, and then he'd like go into specifics, and all of a sudden she'd be like, it's me, and then
yeah, of
come
course,
up.
Yeah, 1,000
and it was
people in the
so
room,
good,
someone
though.
from Iowa would be there.
But some of the stuff, like, and then it would go into details that were crazy, and I was like, I wish I had that gift. There's a whole bunch of people I would talk to, I think. I talked to family, a couple of friends. But yeah, it was cool.
I on the True Crime podcast, I think it was Let's Go to Court, they mentioned a medium the other day that went on similar shows, and she missed. She missed a couple of times. Instead of just being like, oh, this is not an exact science, I miss sometimes.
Yeah.
She went, oh, no, this is what the ghost told me. Yeah, make yourself unbelievable, Missy.
That's a bummer.
Just being like, hey, I'm talking to ghosts. Sometimes I'm wrong. What the hell?
Yeah, makes me think of Long Island Medium.
Yeah,
that show that used to be on TLC. There used to be a show in, I guess, like the U.S. and Canada, and it was about a medium who lived in Long Island, New York, and she would like travel around and do readings for people. And she had a show. It was on for a long time too.
It was, yeah.
And it was like about like her personal life and like the readings that she would do. Yeah.
Was her name Teresa? Something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teresa Caputo.
Yes, that's okay. Yeah.
It was on for a long time. I'm curious
Eve
now
is
for
now-
how long it. No, keep
Yeah.
going. I'm gonna Google it.
And now
Yeah,
Eve is
I'm
like,
gonna-
I need to download this. This is what I'm going to do today.
No, I'm currently like, Liz, I think your mic scratches against your
My
Sweater. Yeah, I
Probably.
think that might be it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's. I don't wear the sweater very often with the mic there. Better? I think it'd probably be better.
Not really.
It went on for 14 seasons, Long Island
It
Medium.
was 14 seasons. Oh my god.
Can we have that
Okay.
for Magnum, please?
Yes. I'm fine with a 14 season Magnum. Done.
That'd
Check.
be amazing.
Yeah.
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 I'm not opposed.
And then we get a few more Halloween episodes because I liked the
Oh, the Halloween episode is so good.
Yeah.
I was thinking I should watch that tomorrow for fun.
I
Yeah,
do
Halloween's
love that
tomorrow,
there's
right?
like
Yeah.
the tiniest little crossover between Magnum and Hawaii Five-O that season.
Hmm.
Because they mentioned like the hunt for the...
Oh yeah, they're like five
In the-
O's on scene or whatever.
No, the other way around. They mentioned the hunt for the killer on 5-0, like completely off book.
Oh right.
You wouldn't
yeah.
notice it if you hadn't watched Magnum.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that now.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that episode a lot.
It's a
That
great
was
episode.
A good one. At first, I was like, "Oh, I hate that Magnum and Higgy are being split up," but I
Yeah.
love a Higgy and Rick moment.
Yeah.
I think that is fantastic.
It's so good.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
I love it.
I'm sorry, but Jay can pull that costume off.
I thought all their costumes were good except for Rick's was a little. I think TC's was a better version.
Better version.
Yeah.
He's like, who are you, the Jolly Green Giant?
I feel like TC's was more the BBC version, and the other one was a little bit earlier, Earthlyn kind of type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
One of them had proper armor, the other one just a lot of hair products.
Green. A lot of green.
Yeah. I do
Poor guy
kind of
with,
wish
like, his
that
own
he
green
had
screen.
had a costume.
I love how into it he is. Like, I love how into Halloween though Rick is, though, I have to say. When he's like, haunted house? Yes! And then he's like, seriously? Like,
Yeah. I am
I mean, it was
terrified of
haunted by
haunted
a
houses.
cat.
true.
That's better than those crazy dolls in that room. It was
Oh,
not
yeah.
okay. Ugh.
I have a friend who's terrified of dolls. She will not sleep in this room.
Why do you have dolls in there?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, yep, nope.
They're fine. They're adorable. They're not creepy dolls. They're Disney princesses.
Okay, that's better. Okay.
Mine are in like I have like 2 American Girl dolls, and they're in like a case with all their clothing and everything like under
Oh,
my
yeah.
bed.
Oh God, they're under your bed.
Yeah, but I have like, but to be fair, I have like 3 feet between
Oh,
my
that's good.
bed and like the floor, so it's not like one of those beds where it's like very little space and you can't really see underneath. Like it's you can see right through.
It's like all of a sudden the dolls are like, I can't breathe, I'm being squished, and then things happen, and it's a whole. Oh,
There are 2 dolls.
Mainly so my niece doesn't see them.
There are 2 dolls in America. One of them is, I think, the real life model for Annabelle, and the other one is the real life model for Chucky.
Ooh.
So basically, they're loosely based on real stories, real dolls. So the Annabelle doll was found next to the original owner who died in a cellar. The doll isn't called Annabelle, but shit happened to the kids that own it after, and so eventually one was like, yeah, hi museum, take it.
Ooh.
And shit would happen at nights when people in the day before it that tried to take pictures of the dolls or was in any way rude around the dolls, and shit would happen in the night. Scary fucking shit. But yeah, the dolls can still be visited, and they're the real life models for like Chucky and Annabelle.
Ooh.
No.
Hey!
Mm-mm.
As for
Hell
these
no.
dolls up there, they're like literally just the toddler versions of Disney princesses. They're adorable.
Better.
Like there is I've got 2 Moanas in American, two Moanas. One of those is this tiny one from the beginning of the movie, and the other one is a little bit older. Then there's Lilo, Elsa, Rapunzel, Merida, Pocahontas, Mulan with her little pigtails, Belle, Snow White, Jasmine, and Tinkerbell.
Maybe if she ever had to sleep in there, she could just turn them around so they face the wall for the evening.
I think that's creepier.
Probably.
Probably.
Because
And
right
then what
now
happens in
it's-
the middle of the night? One of them turns around and looks back. Then you know that there's a ghost. That's not okay.
Yeah, exactly. And
Detector.
honest to God,
Yeah.
I do personally think these are much worse than cute little Disney toddlers.
Yeah, those look a little bit more possessed.
Yeah,
So,
and especially since I have the weird shit in here, in this room.
I have the Elsa version of
Dumbledore and this guy.
Yeah.
No idea who he is.
no.
Jack the Lamplighter.
Nope.
Mary Poppins.
I've actually never
Okay.
seen Mary Poppins.
Good.
Thank
Neither have
you,
I. It's
Liz.
from
I haven't either.
It's from Mary Poppins 2. I have not seen Mary Poppins the first. I've only seen Mary Poppins the second.
What made you decide to watch the second one but not the first one?
Lin-Manuel Miranda, who played Jack the
Oh,
Lamplighter.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
Mm.
Gotcha.
That is like the only reason I watched this. And then there is like a scene in there that. Nope. I hate it when kids sing in like movies because they always get this creepy songs.
Yeah.
Mm.
No. Kids make the
So
worst
no Sound of
stories.
Music.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to watch that. I haven't
I've
watched
never-
that yet either. Yeah.
I've never made it all the way through.
I've never been tempted.
Oh.
Not
They
even
always show
once.
it. They always show it like on Christmas Eve,
Of course they
and-
do.
and I only ever make it through like, well, when I was a kid. I mean, now I never see it on TV now but when I was a kid, we used to like go to my grandmother's house for Christmas Eve, and it would always be on, and we would make it. It would make it to like the halfway point, and then it would be like, "Okay, time to go home." And so I never actually. I mean, I know how it ends, obviously, but I've actually never seen it all the way through.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
even tried. Yeah.
It's long, I think. I don't know how long. I think it's like one of those movies that's like 3 hours.
Yeah,
Oh.
possibly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
I'm
know
so
how it ends.
bad. Oh, yeah. I don't even know if that I know how it ends, to be honest. I'm so bad at watching movies, I have no patience. I have like a 40-minute attention span. So I
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
watch
me
an
too.
hour
Perfect
long.
for shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, I'm not a movie person either.
Yeah.
It
I
depends
wish
on
I
the
was.
movie. Like if I
Yeah.
watch a movie for a specific actor and he has like a tiny fucking part, you can bet I'm not watching the entire movie. You can bet unless the movie sounds good.
Yeah.
The next
Yeah.
movie I'm gonna watch is the Matilda the musical movie.
Nope.
Yeah,
When
the
is it-
children singing is another movie.
Oh,
Yes.
It's one of my
Exactly.
favorite musicals, so I'm very excited to see. And
Oh, cool.
apparently it's really, really good. It had its like world premiere when we were in London, and supposedly it got super good reviews. Like,
Oh,
but it's not
cool.
actually premiering until I think like the end of November in theaters in the UK, and then I think it's going to be Netflix like beginning of December in the UK, and then everywhere else Christmas Day on Netflix.
Roll this
Oh,
down.
cool.
I hate this kind of thing. Next movie I'm gonna watch new movie that I'm gonna watch is actually a kind of a horror movie.
Why? Which one?
It's a Christmas horror movie with David Harbour playing Santa Claus, where he beats up the bad guys.
Hmm.
So like a violent night or something. I'm not entirely sure, but
Oh, yeah.
it's badass. Santa in a man bun, and it's David Harbour.
Santa in a man bun.
I'm sorry, I didn't make it. They're like legitimately in the trailer. It's Santa in a man bun.
Approved.
Do we want to start with one of my stories?
Yes, go for
Sure.
it.
The question is, do we want to start with LA or do we want to start with Hawaii?
Think we should start with LA.
Yeah.
Okay, we're starting with LA. So there was a young couple. And they moved to Los Angeles. She wanted to become an actress, and he wanted to become an actor. So Fitz, you moved to LA, right?
Yep.
And they stayed at the Biltmore Hotel.
Okay.
Does it ring a bell for you?
It
Have you
does,
heard?
yeah.
Biltmore?
Famous.
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, they went to the Biltmore Hotel. They stayed there for a couple of days until they got their apartment. But while they stayed there, they found, like, stuff happening at night. They heard, like, moans at night. And then they saw a figure in the hallway. And it was like a dark figure, clearly a woman, but the lower half of her was missing.
That's not great.
That's a bit creepy, right?
Creeps.
So that was the first night. The second night, they talked to her, dumbasses as they are.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, can we help you? And she turned to them and came closer to them. But just as they could see that it's definitely a woman, she disappeared.
I'm out.
So the two of them
I'm
sit
checking
down
out. I'm going to the
and
Motel 6. Yeah.
do a little bit of research and get the fuck out of that hotel because they figure out what happened in that hotel or who was last seen in that hotel. And it matches the ghost that they saw.
Ooh.
Last seen on January 9th was Elizabeth Sharp. She was found on January 15th, 1947. Short, not Sharp. Sorry, Short. Elizabeth Short. In an alleyway by someone walking their dog. And she was missing her lower body. I mean, the lower body was there. It was just cut off. To this day, her murder has never been solved, and her murder is famous. Because this Elizabeth Short is the Black Dahlia.
Ooh.
So essentially, these two poor actors-to-be encountered the Black Dahlia's ghost twice.
Yeesh.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'd be I feel like that'd be a sign to go home wherever I went, wherever I came from, and not become an actor.
I'm leaving. I'm out.
Yeah, maybe that is the sign for that. I am not becoming an actor. Bye!
Yeah.
I'm out. Peace.
Yep. Gonna go live a simple life in Kansas or something. I don't know.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah. Right.
Uh,
Oh, right. Nope.
So, oh my god. So the second... I'm losing this one the entire time. This is...
A ghost keeps pulling it out, Eve. That's why.
yeah.
And it's more because I don't I have this dexterity of like someone swimming jello right now.
Are those like hard gloves? Like, are there wires and stuff in them to keep them a certain shape?
No.
Oh, okay. They just look like they're like almost plastic, kind of harder. Oh well, no, just wiggles.
They're just attached. That's the problem.
Gotcha. Okay, just checking. They look like it though.
That's my fingers.
Crazy how that works.
Yeah, right? Crazy how weird fingers can make that happen. So, the second ghost story starts in 1942 in Kaimuki, in Hawaii. Two officers were called in 1942 by a woman who kept saying in the call, "She's trying to kill my children. She's trying to kill my children." Upon entering the house, they could basically do nothing but stare in horror at the fact that 3 children in the house levitated, got slapped and hurled across the room by some invisible force that the mom called she. Your face, Nicole. Your face.
I hate ghost stories. They freak me out.
Oh,
Not
one of my
okay.
research things.
Wrong episode for Nicole to be on.
I know. I'm doing okay. I'm fine.
We'll just have to talk about all of like the lighthearted stuff after we do all the ghost stuff.
I'll have to tell you about when I watched Annabelle. I'll tell you that later after your ghost story.
Okay, on August 13, 1942, it's reported that said Hawaiian mother, told the police that her 10-year-old son detected the odor of a ghost in their home. That's when the ghost retaliated and attacked the boy and his 2 sisters. So the son was 10, the sisters were 18 and 20.
Jeez.
After Mom found out that there's a ghost in the house.
Yeah.
But Mom, of course, doesn't believe in ghosts, so she blamed it all on her husband.
Her husband went invisible?
No, he left.
Oh, okay.
He left her. But like,
Oh, okay.
there was police in the house, and they tried to free the children from whatever had them for reportedly a good hour and a half. So after that, they took the mother to her sister's house and gave the house to a kahuna to cleanse. The mom, of course, before doing all of that, used tea leaves and salt and tried everything to get the spirit out, but nothing worked. Yeah, and here is the newspaper article, because there's an actual newspaper article.
Ooh.
Oh,
Police
cool.
called to shoo ghost from Kaimuki. Kahuna, in brackets Hawaii's own witchcraft, brewed evils again Wednesday night, dispelling old-timers' hope that the war had stilled it. Answering a Kaimuki near riot call, police sergeant and patrolman is blacked out, found a Hawaiian boy, 10, and his 2 sisters, 18 and 20, shrieking on a sofa. The mother, besides shrieking, was waving tea leaves and sprinkling Hawaiian salt to ward off ghosts. She said her son had detected an odor of ghosts. Angry at being found out, the spirits first attacked her, then began repeated attempts to strangle his sister, she said.
Jeez.
My husband who left me is to blame, the mother added. After 1.5 hours struggle, police and family yielded the home to Kahuna and retreated to the mother's sister home. As they left and sleepless neighbors gave thanks, the mother turned to the sergeant. Look, you have goose pimples too. Weirdest ending to an article ever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that's not where the story of the house ends, though.
Ooh.
We're going fast forward to October 31st, 1972. It's Halloween.
That's like 30 years later, right? It was 42 originally.
Yeah, and it was
okay.
August. It was August.
Okay.
There were 2 girls in that house. And they were from the neighborhood. So not in the actual house, they were from the neighborhood, but they heard strange noises in the house, and they felt something really unusual. And so they called the HPD. So we wanted them to follow them and see what's in the house, because, if something's weird in a house, maybe you should check it out. According to the report that the police officer later filed, the girl sitting in the front seat of the car in front of the house began fighting off something that was strangling her.
Ooh.
However, he saw nothing. officer left his car. He reached into the girl's car to assist, but he was grabbed by some big, callous hand that was not there. He couldn't see it, but he felt it. It was completely invisible, but it twisted his arm, and that's when he ran back to his squad car. I radioed for assistance. Clever man.
Yep.
The officer then put the girl into his car and urged her friends to follow him, but the squad car wouldn't start.
Ooh.
No good. No good.
So, in the second, he was like, okay, we're using your car. She was attacked again.
Oh my god.
For some reason, though, the officer had the awareness of his surrounding that he had water and Hawaiian salt with him, and he sprayed whatever that was with it. Aye. So yeah, that's that.
Creepy.
It is creepy. Do you ever? Can you just burn the house down? Like, how do you get rid of that?
Agreed.
Like, you just like
I don't know.
Turn it into a
Nobody
park. I
did.
don't know.
Nobody did, and sadly, that's not the end of it.
Oh my god. I would never buy that house. I wouldn't even go down the street. You need to tell me where this is. Like,
The house does not exist anymore now.
oh,
Oh, okay, good.
The house does not exist anymore now.
Okay.
At one point, there was a lesbian couple in the house, and one of the women became involved with a man, and said man ended up killing both women.
Jeez.
Yeah. At another point,
Oh no.
Oh my god, this house.
I know.
a father killed his 2 children and wife in this house, so there's a lot of family annihilators in this house.
What makes you think it's a good idea to buy this house? Like,
Yeah,
why do
really.
people keep doing it?
There's not... records aren't that good until then. So,
I suppose. Yeah.
how about we fast forward again? This time to 1949.
Okay.
There's a book published about Bake and ghost stories in Hawaii. And I lost my place. And there is a story about 2 people. Namely 2 detectives, I think. Wait, where am I? The story is about a fictional character named McDougal, who's a hardened private eye
Ooh.
with the Honolulu International Detective Agency. The tale is written in the old pulp novel style with a no-nonsense edge to it. Through his partner, Katsu Oyama, the unwitting detective becomes involved in the world of sex, betrayal, and the supernatural. Without going through the entire account, because you should read it yourself. Yeah, the author of the article that I'm sourcing here will tell you that McDougal becomes the eyewitness to the horrific deeds of Akasha. In said tale, the Akasha tears people limb from limb until there are literally no pieces left.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Okay.
that is what they believe resided in this house. It's the famous Kasha of Kaimuki. The Kasha is in ancient Japan. The literal is an ancient Japanese ghost that traveled with the Japanese workers to Hawaii. The literal translation of the name Kasha is fire cart. It is a creature that frequented populated areas where its dietary sustenance consisted of fresh human corpses.
Great.
Ooh.
Hence
Lovely.
murder.
Lovely.
Hence being attracted by family annihilators. Lots of food.
Lovely.
Yeah. That's like
According
straight out of
to
Buffy the
the lore-
Vampire Slayer.
According to the lore, these creatures are a type of Bakeneko living among human beings under the guise of a common house cat or stray. They are, when not in disguise, bipedal and larger than most humans, and they're accompanied by flames from hell.
Great.
So,
look at my cat.
I think that is the moment you show us your Bakeneko.
I was gonna say, as she looks over.
I looked over at her because I was like, yeah, there she is.
Aw.
She doesn't
She's
seem
like-
ferocious.
No, she seems.
And she's been
annoyed.
with me for 18 years, so hopefully... Oh, well, there you
Oh,
go.
hi.
Angry.
Yeah, she's been with me for 18 years. She might be a terrorist. I don't know, but look at her. Isn't she cute? That cat.
She's
Yeah.
probably just annoyed that she can't sleep.
Yeah, I know. But she's named after Samantha from Bewitched because I got her in October, and she was a black cat. So, and the people
I
at
love
the
black cats.
the people at the Humane Society were like, "Are you sure you want her? She's a little bit of a spastic person, a spastic cat." And I was like, "I love her. I will
She's
take her home with me."
mine.
Yes, she's mine. Yeah, she's been a good kitty. So,
Yay!
but yeah, you can't be a satanic thing. You know that, right? She can't. She just,
I think after 18 years of being a house cat, she has lost all taste of being satanic.
I think so. Yeah.
Not to say, to dispel a little bit of rumors, Satanism isn't about killing people. It's about
No.
free will. No. Satanism, especially Levain Satanism, is a atheistic religion.
I think we were talking about this a while back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I forgot how it came up. Because that wouldn't be a normal topic of conversation.
I can tell you how it came up. It came up
Oh, you.
because of a tweet from Jay.
That's what it was. Yes. Okay.
He mentioned
thank
it
you.
in a tweet. That's how it came up.
Okay.
So we
Gotcha.
talked about Satanism before. Satanism is an atheistic religion that basically says, do whatever the fuck you want. Why are you letting some imagined God tell you what to do? Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's like all that Satanism, Levain Satanism, I'm going to say, says. So the Church of Satan and the Temple of Satan, they're pretty chill. They're a little bit violent on social media in terms of they're going to roast you if you're saying shit, but
Oh, gotcha.
who doesn't?
Yeah, true. Social media is full of full positivity and love, and there's no opinions at all. So,
Right. Tell that to them. Tell that to my DMs.
I know. I'm like, I need a sarcasm font. So,
Like in Big Bang Theory. Sarcasm.
yeah, right. Oh,
Oh yeah. Social media is something else.
it really
That is a ghost
Yeah.
story in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, I know.
Yeah. So that's how we got to it, because Jay mentioned it in a tweet
Yeah.
about
Yeah, there was.
someone making children or something prey on a court, or preying on a court on a sports court.
Oh, yes, that's what it was. Yep.
Yeah. By the way, I celebrate the temple. I think it's the Temple of Satan that's doing it. They're implementing a ritual of abortion
Oh, interesting.
in order to make it a religion. If you make it a religious practice, they can't tell you it's illegal,
Oh,
even in states where it's illegal. So that's what they're attempting to do. They're basically attempting to backdoor legalize abortions again, because they think your body, your choice.
yeah. What seems reasonable.
Yep.
Your body, your choice. Seems like
Exactly.
that
Seems more reasonable than
regular
the
way
way
of using
you
it.
have to, you have to carry the child even though you're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Not once with known about a woman who doesn't think twice about abortions before having one.
Yeah.
That's why they're illegal but decriminalized in Germany.
Oh, okay.
It's quite simple. Really, they're technically illegal.
Yeah.
But they won't get punished under certain stems. So you can have them. Technically illegal, but if you're under a certain, week into the pregnancy, you can have it. If your life is in danger, if the the product of rape.
Okay.
And of course, in order to have it, you have to have seen like a counselor, and someone tells you these are your options. You can give the baby away for adoption, and if you still want to say I need this abortion, and nobody's gonna do anything about it, you have this abortion and nobody cares, even though it's technically illegal.
Oh.
But at
It
the
seems
end,
like all the right steps are being taken, though, like talking to a counselor.
Yeah.
You know, all that.
yeah,
Stuff, you know?
and
Yeah.
if I'm informed correctly, the reason why it stays illegal is basically if then someone goes and forces the woman to have an abortion, that person committed a crime that they can prosecute.
Gotcha.
So it's
Okay.
decriminalized if the woman takes all the right steps out of her free
Yeah.
will, but if you're an asshole and make a woman have an abortion, you're going to jail.
Then you're in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
If
Yeah, it
that
does.
is correct, I don't know for sure, but that's how I heard it.
Yeah.
I would have to do research, but I did not do any research in front of a Halloween episode. But
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
let's be real, the abortion ban is scary as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
We got a lot of weird stuff going on here in the U.S. these days.
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
joking. Yes, when I was over in Europe, I was telling a lot of my coworkers, I was like, "Yeah, I feel like the U.S. needs to just like take some time for itself. You know, stop meddling in other countries. Let's turn inward and do some meditation and really think about what we're trying to do with ourselves. Like, you know, take a
Meanwhile-
sabbatical."
Meanwhile, Tori and I were joking. Maybe it's time for the queen, or now the king, to be like, okay, you had your time in the playpen. It's time to come home, America.
Get back over here.
Yeah, you've done bad.
Oh my gosh.
You're
I
grounded.
know. We would deserve it. The whole time I was over there, I'm like, why did we leave? I don't know why we left. Why?
I can tell you that because
Well, yeah,
the
back then
taxes were dumb as shit.
Yeah, they were taxing your
they
teeth.
were. I know, but
I mean, they still are taxing your
they
teeth.
still are. Yeah.
That was just America taxing your teeth.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's horrible.
With I don't know where I heard it, but I cannot for the life of me drink Lipton tea.
Oh, Lipton tea is not good.
And that's one thing. It's not good, but it's also
Oh no.
yeah, they used to run it with enslaved people until they
great.
really couldn't do it anymore. So like I'm not a fan of Lipton.
Sounds about right. I brought home the best tea from over there. I should actually send a picture of it to Tori to see if she can ship me some.
What's
like-
the-
Oh, I wonder if I have a. Oh, I might have left it at work. It's like jam on toast, and it tastes just like jam on toast. I was like,
Yeah.
no, this isn't going to be
Yeah.
possible. But it
You're like, I
does
need this.
so
There
good.
is.
I know.
There is this brand called Whittards. Every time I'm
Yes.
in London, I'm like going. Did you get yours from Whittards too?
No, I didn't get. Okay, so I went to the outlet mall in Swindon. Which
Okay.
is everyone that hears Swindon. Like, I was on the train and they're like, oh, Swindon. Because Swindon's not that great. But they have an outlet mall, and there was a Whittards tea place there. And I went in there and I was like, I need 75 different flavors. I don't even drink tea, mind you. I do now because I learned how to put milk and sugar in it. Makes a whole difference. But I didn't have any room in my suitcase. I bought so much chocolate.
I'm so regretful, but the Whittard in London doesn't sell my favorite Whittard tea. They only sell it up in Scotland, which is a whiskey tea.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, it tastes just like whiskey without the ugly parts of it.
Oh, that
It's
would
like
be.
the nice tasting parts of whiskey. And there's
Yeah.
no alcohol in it.
That would be the way to go.
Whittard apple tea.
See, now I'm going to be sad I didn't get any. Just ship it to my house. No, I need to move there. I'll come to you guys. It'll be
move
fine.
there.
Agreed. We could go.
Oh my gosh,
go
it was a
places.
month ago we saw each other in person.
Oh my god, it's true.
That is
Yeah.
true.
It's true. It's
Oh my
actually
god.
true.
month.
It's been a month.
Yeah. Was the rest of your trip good, Liz?
It was nightmare travel, but it was a lot of like seeing like old people because it was going up to Leeds and then seeing everybody that my parents needed to see and whatever. And then we went to, speaking of creepy neighborhoods and not being in good neighborhoods. So my grandmother is born and raised until the age of like 10 in Leeds, in a part of Leeds called Hare Hills, which you don't go to Hare Hills. You do not get out of the car in Hare Hills. Like, it is rough. It's a rough neighborhood. So my mom was like, we're going to go to Hare Hills. I'm going to take pictures. And my mom's cousin, who's also Liz, was like, yeah, you want to do the murder tour? Cool. And then she's like, we're not gonna walk it, we're gonna drive. And then my mom was like, I'm gonna get out and take a picture. So my mom like gets out of the car and Liz is going, get back in the car, get back in the car, get back in the car. Cause like, yeah, so it's a very, very rough part of Leeds. Like, and it was even back then. Like, and it's just known to be rough.
Ugh.
So that's what I did in England. Went on murder tours and tours of factories and sat in people's living rooms and ate McVitties.
We should have done the ghost tour in Honolulu.
Oh yeah, we should have. We did see the bus, didn't we?
So many times.
Oh, there's got to be a lot of ghost stuff in Hawaii.
For sure.
There is, like, if you go down the street, if you went down the street from our unit and went to the left, there's literally the bus.
Yeah, it's true. It's right there. Yeah.
Mm. It's like you pass. It's the weirdest directions that I'm ever gonna give you. But go down the street, go left, you pass the Ferrari, and then there's a bus.
There's just a random Ferrari.
Yeah.
It lived there.
Oh, okay. It was somebody's car.
It was somebody's car.
I thought it was like a replica for something.
See, and I would have been like, walk down 2 blocks to Kalakaua, go left.
But then you would have to go left again to go back up.
True.
So you just go down to Kapahulu, then go left, past the Ferrari, and then it's on the right.
Yeah.
I just laughed because you got us to the right place, it's the same place, but you have 2 distinctly different ways of providing directions.
One of us walks farther, which is her.
She was doing a scenic route. Yeah.
I wanted to see Kalakaua.
Yeah. Hello.
You did not want to see Kalakaua. You just wanted to pass the Haagen-Dazs.
Oh, good choice.
That was you. You like the Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, but not that one. I went through the other one.
Yeah.
Was that one sketchier? Was there a ghost at that one?
No.
Oh,
it just it just made more sense because the life of the town was at the other one.
That
was
just
way.
Like,
oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Waikiki was about to end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were at the very edge.
Gotcha.
We're very far toward the shell.
Was your Airbnb haunted?
Kinda?
Oh no.
Okay, so Airbnb includes 2 stories of night marches.
No.
Experienced by me.
Yeah, I was just I didn't experience any of this.
No, because the neighbor didn't die while you were there.
Wait, then what?
What?
Yeah! So, remember when you looked out of the window in the kitchen area, right?
Yeah.
There was this house. And one night, there were these sirens, right? Turns out the neighbor died.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Dang.
So, the neighbor in that house died. And then, the night after, there were, like, drums. And I was like, nope, not looking out of the window. I don't know where the drums came from. Could have just been a random person, but Yeah, someone died and I hear Night Marcher signs? Fuck no, I'm not gonna get out of this bed!
Yeah, no.
Wait, is the fanfic about the Night Marchers yours?
Yes?
Okay, thank you. I was like, why does this all sound so familiar? There's drums, there's Night Marchers.
Okay, but drums are a common sign of Night Marchers, as are
Yeah.
torches and the conch shell.
Yeah. There's a whole Lilo and Stitch episode about the Night Marchers.
There's also a movie! Finding Ohana.
Oh yeah, that's true. Finding Ohana, they talk about the
Oh,
Night
I
Marchers.
think, yeah, you were talking about that.
They're literally, they're seeing Night Marchers.
That's true.
They're
I
not just
forgot about
talking
that part.
about them.
I forgot about that part.
So the second time Night Marches, I walked back from where was I? I might have been in Hilton. Anyway, I walked back down Kalakaua towards the unit, and HPD had closed off a section of the sidewalk. The section where NCIS filmed when we were there and threw someone off the roof.
Yeah.
I'm sorry! That's the info that we got!
Yeah.
So, like, that's, someone... Apparently, a character lived there, and they threw someone off the roof there, according to one of the crew members. I don't watch NCIS Hawaii, so I don't know what happened, when it happened, or what it was, or who lives there, but, like, cool, we got spoilers.
That's fun.
Yeah, just we couldn't do anything with it, because A, we don't know anyone who watches it, and B,
That's true.
we didn't care.
True.
So, like, cool. They threw someone off of a house. So anyway, that's exactly the section that they sectioned off, also where we got the surfboards from.
Yeah.
And obviously, I still had to pass it. So I had to walk closer, basically walk around the section off area. There was a guy on the floor, and there was an HPD officer trying to revive him.
That wasn't part of the show?
Nope.
Oh.
That was
That was.
Separate.
the NCS filming happened when Liz was still there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like the day before New Year's Eve.
Well, that's not crazy.
It was weird as
I
shit.
mean,
And
there's
then
weird
again-
shit happening in Waikiki all the time. We saw a flat out, like, you would have thought that this was out of a movie scene. We're walking down, and all of a sudden we hear, like,
Oh yes! Oh my
like,
god!
the revving, and we're walking, and all of a sudden this car comes speeding down Kalakaua, like, and burning through every single red light, but going around the thing, and then all the HPD are chasing after him, and then literally there was somebody crossing the street, and somebody else goes, "Move, get off the road!" And it, like, I swear to God, if we didn't know that it was real, we would have thought it was a scene out of, like, a TV show. Like, it was.
Totally.
If the guy hadn't told us to move, get out of the road, we would have probably tried to cross the road ourselves, not knowing that the fucker just made a turn and came back.
Yeah, and he was just freaking, yeah, it was insane.
Full
That
unconscious.
is crazy.
Yeah, I honestly, at first, I honestly was like, hey, this has got to be part of, like, a movie or a show or something, and then I was like, but wait a second, like, there's nothing cordoned off or anything, and I'm like, this is legit, you know, like, it
Yes.
took me all of, like, 2 seconds to realize it was legit, and I was like, holy
Also,
shit.
I'm not entirely sure, but the movie HPD, the prop HPD cars, either they have yellow writing or white writing on the side, but the real one has either white or yellow. So
Oh,
if it's the yellow, it's either the real or the you can tell them apart basically by the writing on the fake HPD cars is different than the writing on the real ones, and it was definitely the real ones.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was
I was
crazy.
mad, and you could hear him like going.
Yeah, it was loud.
away
It
and
was
shit.
really loud.
And we were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird and creepy and.
See, in my head, I picture Honolulu being like this peaceful place.
Oh wow!
There's no crime. Everyone's super happy.
No.
But no, and then you hear stories and you're like,
No.
oh, that's not right.
Quite far from it, actually.
Yeah.
I think the most shocking thing for me was how evident the homelessness is, and in turn of that, a lot of crimes. It's not really crimes if they're just trying to steal for staying alive. In my books, it's still you're still stealing, but it has a different flavor to it.
Oh, totally. You're not doing it just for fun. You're doing it to
Survive.
to your point, stay alive. Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's like, I think it's still a homeless woman, but she scared the crap out of me because she was nuts.
Great.
I after like encountering her for the second time, whenever I saw her, I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna change the street, because she literally beat someone up twice.
Oh.
Both times I saw her, the first time, she beat someone up. One of them being an HPD officer.
Oh my god. How long were you there?
I was there for like 10 days.
Yeah, I was there
Okay.
10 days.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how frequent these encounters were. Was it like one a day, one a week?
I was like in Honolulu for a week before Liz came, and these two
Okay.
were before Liz came.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I was 3 weeks after Liz left.
Oh, you were there a long time.
5 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. I was in Honolulu the entire time the cast was on winter break. And still had chances to see the set. And
That is cool.
accidentally drove into base camp of NCIS twice.
Accidentally.
Totally, actually accidentally. Like, not gonna lie, actually accidentally. I wanted to go and see something. And for a second I lost orientation and took the wrong turn, and then I'm like, there are a lot of trailers. And
I'm
then there's
surprised
like,
there's not more security to be like, whoa, stop.
there was like one
Depends.
security guard.
Exactly.
They
You'd
were-
think that they'd have
They
it.
weren't actually there because they were filming in a house. So like at that moment I wasn't high risk, I was just like a lost tourist.
It's all the
Security guard laughed at me.
production assistants that try and keep people off of sets.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
If,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
all the
literally nobody
PAs.
is there, then a lost tourist in a base
Yeah.
camp isn't
Yeah, be like,
that alarming.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
second time was on accident because I'm sorry, but I just walked down the street from my place, and there was base camp.
Oh,
And then I went. I wanted a poi donut, and literally walked onto set. But I wanted a poi donut. So like at one point I crossed the sign where like, if you go beyond this sign, you might be on TV. Like, no, I want a poi donut. Fuck off.
yeah. I need a donut more than that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, yeah, if you were there that long, I'm surprised you didn't do the ghost tour. You'll have to do it next time.
Yeah. I do have to do it.
There's got
I
to be
think
some good stories.
I think the main reason why I didn't do the ghost tour was I didn't want to do it alone.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So I
want
guess
it
do
alone.
Yeah. Ugh. Do you do haunted houses, either of you?
Not
Are they
really.
a thing, really?
I've done them, but they're not.
I mean, if you like mean these fake haunted houses,
Yeah.
kind of. I have a few funny stories about haunted houses in me. So we have an amusement park right close by that basically turns into Halloween land
Oh, yeah.
around Halloween, and there's like haunted houses and haunted mazes. And one thing that people know, people that like me know, if I'm really high strung and really anxious, touching me leads to being punched.
Oh, no.
So, first haunted house does not involve punching.
That's good.
First haunted house basically just involves I am really on edge and I kind of anticipate everything because it's been too quiet. There has to be a jump scare right around the corner, and it was a jump scare right around the corner. I was there with a friend of mine, and I swear to God, I saw a cartoon in front of my eyes. It was gravel on the ground, and she got scared, tried to run, couldn't find purchase, and like did this cartoon run until she flopped on her face, and that poor zombie was like, should I call someone? Do you need help? I'm like, just go back in your cell. I got her.
Yeah. I'll take care
Second
of it.
time was a ride. It was not the same trip to the amusement park, mind you. Second time was a ride. We've already done the Haunted Maze. Didn't change. It was still the same kind last year. We're sitting there, and I knew that sometimes there are actors behind you, but you never hear when they get onto your card. And so I'm like, high strung, and the actor reaches, grabs my boobs, gets scared, and I'm like, poof.
Oh.
And he's like, I earned that for touching your boob. Oh my God. But he didn't. He didn't mean to touch my boob, mind you. My person next to me, for her, it was like here. But I'm
okay.
at a stupid angle where he got my boob. And he also got my fist.
Oh no.
And then there was the third time. It was at a convention. Friends of mine made the Haunted Maze. So I was like going in there. I'm like, there are 9 Nazgul. 3 of my friends have Nazgul costumes, so 3 of them are real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their jump scares were easy to anticipate, and it gets fun when you can jump scare your friends.
Nah.
Because you can count, so this one's fake, this one's fake, this one's fake, this one's fake. And then Nazgul was like, because he didn't expect that!
Nope.
I'm like,
Not at all.
I did.
Oh, nope. Yeah, there's do you guys know Ellen DeGeneres? She's
Yep.
Ellen show. Yeah, she used to bring her producer or make her
I
producer
love
go
that.
through. Those are hilarious. If you ever have
He used to get
if you ever want a good
scared
laugh, yeah.
Shitless.
Yeah. I think his name's Andy.
It is Andy.
But
Yeah.
yeah, if you Google or like YouTube Ellen DeGeneres and then like Halloween with Andy or something like that, there's some good ones that come up.
You can say Google when you mean looking something up on YouTube. It belongs to Google.
That's true. That's a good point. Look it up.
The best scare that Ellen ever did, like on her show, like not the haunted house, is Kate Walsh. If you ever want to see the funniest reaction,
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Google Ellen scares Kate Walsh.
Okay.
And it's
I'll have to do that.
it's Kate Walsh's reaction is the best. Like, she does it all the time, right? Like,
Yeah, she does it out of the box.
yeah.
Yeah.
This one's even funnier.
Okay, I'll have to Google this when we're done. Yeah.
So let's go back to Halloween for a little bit. Have you seen any of the horror movies that cast it?
Only As Above, So Below.
That one's good.
I have
The
not
one
seen
I've
a
seen.
single one. I'm too chicken. I have to like make a pillow fort.
As Above, So Below is like, I don't like horror movies at all, and I was fine with As Above, So Below. It's more gory than anything.
Fine.
That's what you describe gory?
I mean, I'm saying like as opposed to like jump scares and stuff. Like it's got more
Yeah.
gore.
It does have the odd jump scare, but it's got a plot.
Yeah, it's just
Unlike
fun.
Hostel. Jay's Hostel is basically just torture porn. That one's gory as shit. And it's basically, they get there, get tortures, and they get out. It's torture porn! Yes!
It's torture porn. I like it. Torture porn. Never heard that before, but that one.
Yes!
No, because I don't do anything with. I'm scared of scary movies.
As Above, So Below is really not. It's really not that scary.
As Above, So Below and The Pyramid are very similar types of horror movies. 30 isn't in the pyramid, but they're very similar types of horror movies, so I usually watch them back to back because it has this touch of mythology that I really enjoy in a
Okay.
in a horror movie. I do like Paranormal Activity too, by the way. Hate it when I watch it, but usually after I like it. Jay's Quarantine is good too. Quite like
So
that.
he's done a lot more horror films than anyone else on the cast then.
He's done 3 now.
Hostel
And Hostel 2.
and Hostel 2, okay.
Though, to be fair, he gets killed off in Hostel 2 very fast.
Oh, what happens if you went to the movie in the theater to see him and then all of a sudden he's offed? You're like,
And he's
sucks. I
off
gotta
in
sit here
like
for
the
rest of it.
weirdest, shitty way.
I think I googled how he was offed because I was like, I'm never gonna watch this. But how does it happen? Like,
He gets decapitated and eaten by a cat.
Ew.
you again?
Yeah.
Like, I was like-
I think it's a black and white cat.
Oh, okay, it's better. Yeah. Oh, that would suck. Decapitation eaten by cat.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would
I think there's like a minute or two of Jay in that entire movie.
Yeah.
Well, that would totally suck. Like, what?
Yeah, at least in As Above, So Below, Purdy's in like the whole movie. Like,
She's the main character.
That's the main character, exactly. Like, I don't think there's a single scene that she's not in.
Oh, okay. That one did look good. I think I watched
There
a
are like
video
2
of
or
that.
3 where she's not in.
Yeah, I don't know.
99% of it, yeah, she's in.
Yeah, she's in.
Yeah.
It's mainly about her character surviving. Everybody else like the cannon fodder. Even though she's not the only one who survives.
Yeah.
Does her fake husband or whatever that everybody else
Yeah.
survive?
Yeah.
And her twins, do they make it out alive? Like, it's
They
ridiculous.
don't. They're not. In
Well, there are
the
no twins. Yeah.
They're not in the movie either. They don't exist, and they're not in the movie.
They
so,
don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why not. That's what the internet says they do.
But the Ben Friedman. Yeah, Ben Friedman is his name, I think.
Yeah, I
actor.
think so. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
actual actor
Actor
that
is Ben
apparently is
Friedman.
whose weird twin is apparently her husband.
I know, it cracks me up every time. It like rears its ugly head like once a year, and I just giggle. I'm like, this is so stupid.
But
The fact is, sorry.
Mm.
Wait,
Oh, she was lost.
I lost my earphone.
I'm getting so hot in this hat too.
I mean, you could show the back of it.
Oh yeah, show the back, show the little body.
It's got a little Tigger body.
Every time.
Oh my god!
Shows a Tigger body back there. I can't.
It's a full Tigger body. It was actually a present for my dad because he really likes Tigger. And when I was at Tokyo Disney, I was like, okay, I gotta get him.
It's
like
adorable.
It's like a weird version of this prairie hat that you see in like these westerns where you have like the fur and then there's this tiny little tail in the back.
It's that.
My Tigger.
Yeah.
I think it's cute.
Are there other horror films with the cast?
That's what I was wondering. Was Steven or Zach in anything?
Zach was a Hitchhiker with Sophia Bush.
Oh, okay.
And I've actually
I like
seen
Sophia
it, but
Bush,
it's been
yeah.
like way over 10 years, so I don't remember
Okay.
anything. And Zach was in Santa Clarita Diet, which is technically a little bit horror colored.
Okay.
It's about zombies.
You could
Yeah,
have
it's
like a
got
whole
an element.
Halloween movie. Yeah, you could have a whole Halloween movie marathon with the cast.
You could. I would, honestly, if you want a horror movie light or Halloween themed movie light, watch Suicide Squad.
Oh, true.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like, it doesn't have the asshole jump scares, it has a plot, Jay's really good in it.
Yeah, I think that was an option for one of the movies I could watch on the plane. But I always get a little nervous watching certain movies. Like there was Bad Moms was on there too, and I was like, I don't want to watch this. I don't think next to a complete stranger or my boss, because on the way there I flew next to my boss.
Oh
On the
yeah.
way back I flew next to my
Weren't you the
stranger.
one? I think I told Liz to watch Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it was me.
while we were in Hawaii, and she watched The Suicide Squad on the way back.
Because that's what was on the plane. They actually had it. And I was like,
Yeah,
what
but
the fuck?
The Suicide Squad is Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Suicide
gotcha.
Squad is the one with Jay, but The Suicide Squad is like the sequel.
Yeah. So, I watched that. Was that on the way back? Yeah, must have been.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope
it was
it's
on the way
good.
back because I told you on Hawaii.
Yeah.
Does it have all the same characters except for
No,
No, it doesn't.
Jay?
no,
Completely,
it's
okay.
wildly different.
Yeah.
Huh.
Still a good movie, but not,
Yeah.
like, I still enjoyed watching it. I think it was, like, the only movie I watched on my 11-hour flight home.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
a long flight. Ugh,
Yeah, it was bad.
I think we've got it from here.
I think so.
I think so.
So that was ghost stories, weird tangents, and casts.
Random-
and
random-
Everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll
apologies.
see you back for the next episode in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Bye.
Yeah.
Ooh, bye.
Bye.